Excel Proshow quiz review. Tell the function used to get the number of students. That would be the count function. To add, it would be the equal sum function. To get the biggest number from a group, it would be using the max function. To put a 1 at location when the value is over 90, it would be the if function. To multiply, it would be the sum function. Excel, to get the total for quarter 1. Quarter 1 is in column B. To add up all the values in column B, you would say equal sum B2, because that's the first number, colon, because there's a set of numbers, B5, because that's the last number. To put a 1, if Sarah's average is over 80, we'll assume that the average is in column E. So that would be equal average, equal AVG, parentheses, B2, colon, D2. That would get the average for column E. But now if you want to put a 1 if Sarah's average is over 80, you'd have to go to column E, row 2, and ask a question. If E2 is greater than 80, comma 1, comma 0. To get the total for quarter 3, you'd have to say equal sum, and look to see that quarter 3 is at column D, so to be equal sum D2 colon D5. Tell the process to make a column graph and add a chart title. The process to make a column graph is to select the headings and the data, so from A1 to D5, and then click on Insert, and then select Column Graph. The process to add a title, once you have a graph, is to click on Layout, which will become visible once you've created your graph and it's selected, and then select Add Chart Title. Tell the process to tell the number of students. To do that, you would pick a column that has numbers in it. For instance, quarter 1 has numbers in it, so I'd use the count function, equal count B2 colon B5, and that would add up all the locations that have numbers so that it would give you a number 4 when you did that. Proshow Gold questions. Tell the process to put an image on the timeline. First step is to go to the folder on the top left that has the pictures that you want, and to select those pictures and then just drag them down to the timeline. To zoom in on part of an image, you would double click on the image on the timeline, go to Effects, and then click on the zoom in option. To add a caption, you would double click on an image on the timeline, and then you would select Captions and then type the caption. Process to change the order of slides on the timeline. Click on a slide you want to move, and after you do that, hold the Control key and hit the greater than or the less than symbol. The process to change from slide view to sound view. Click on a slide on the timeline. If you hit the Tab key, you'll go to sound view. If you hit the Tab key again, you'll go back to slide view. Tell the process to move a sound file on the timeline. To put a sound file on the timeline, simply click on it in the folder and drag it down to the timeline when you're in sound view. But if you hold the Control key down, you can click on that sound file and move it left or right. Tell the process to fade a sound on the timeline. If you want to fade it in, what you would do is hold the Control key, click on the top left corner, and then drag in for that little dot. And when you drag in, it'll cause the sound to fade in. Tell the process to remove a sound on the timeline. Right-click on the sound and then select Delete. What is the resolution for a standard DVD? It's 720 pixels by 640 pixels. Compare a WMV video file with an MPEG-2 video file. WMV video files are used for the web. They are lower quality. MPEG-2 video files are used for standard DVDs. They are higher quality than WMV files. Compare a JPEG image with a bitmap image, BMP. A JPEG image is compressed and it's used for the web and it's lower quality. A BMP or bitmap image is high quality, it's not compressed, and it'd be used if you were a photographer and you wanted to have a high quality image that didn't degrade over time, every time you opened or saved it. Compare a Proshow project file with a video file and tell how they are different. A Proshow project file is easier to edit, but the problem is that the only program that can see the project file is Proshow. If you create a video file like a WMV or an MPEG-2 video file, the video file can be opened by many programs, but it's hard to edit.